POI should be as brief as possible.
Okay, the third speaker from Team Affirmative, kindly read for the House the motion that you have.
That we should grant highly trained agriculture officers a veto over agriculture policies made by politicians.
Is that the motion that we all have? All right, well and good. Therefore, let us start today's debate. Allow me welcome the first speaker from Team Affirmative. Best of luck.
I'll begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. As the resolution of today states that we should grant highly trained agriculture officers a veto over agriculture policies made by politicians. Panel, in today's debate, we cannot deny the fact that Uganda is facing a problem of these politicians because one, actually these politicians fake documents to get into power, whereby we see that when they are actually given this authority to make these policies, they'll be making ineffective policies because one, they do not know that if they do not know much about this agriculture as the well highly trained agriculture officers do. So in today's debate, we stand firmly to support the resolution above. In today's debate, we identify the key terms, and our key terms are actually based on the Oxford University Dictionary, which is the 10th edition. First, veto is the power of a person. Is the power of a person, and also politicians are the people that are actually in political offices. Well, what is the problem we identify in today's debate? The problem is actually ineffective agriculture policies. Well, how does this come about? Because actually we see that these politicians in Uganda, whereby we are setting our parameters in Uganda, actually fake documents to get into power. We believe that actually these politicians are actually because of their poor academic performance in maybe areas like agriculture, they do not know how to make effective policies that can actually govern our country. And also, we believe that actually agriculture employs over 60% of Uganda's workforce, whereby we believe that actually this agriculture is actually a main factor to the development of Uganda, our country, whereby we see that when there are actually ineffective agriculture policies, we believe that we are not actually going to be boosting the agriculture, hence leading to underdevelopment, which is not the issue we are trying to solve in today's debate. And also, we are going to stand on two main areas, which are improves agriculture sector and increases food security. Whereby, as the first speaker, I'm going to explain the first argument, and my second speaker is going to also attach on the second argument, and our third speaker is going to wrap everything up, whereby we'll be winning today's debate at the end of the day. And also, the first argument, which is improved agriculture sector, when we actually grant these highly trained agriculture officers to possess these, to actually make these agriculture policies that are actually currently made by these politicians, will be improving the agricultural sector in a way that, firstly, we see that when these highly trained agriculture officers actually know more about agriculture, whereby they know the challenges in the seasons, they know the challenges that these farmers actually face, whereby we see that when they are actually facing these problems, these agriculture officers know exactly what they are doing because one, they have much more experience in this agriculture more than the politicians. Also, whereby we see that in Uganda, these politicians are faking documents to get into offices. Firstly, they do not know more about agriculture. They do not know much about agriculture that these agriculture officers actually know. We believe that actually they are actually making like these ineffective policies which are not actually governing our country because, as we already told you, 60% of Uganda's workforce is employed by agriculture, whereby when this agriculture is actually made this development is actually made up of things like income per capita and so whatever. So we see that actually when we are improving the employment of these people, we are actually going to be leading to development in the long run. And also, how do we solve the problem of today in today's debate, which is ineffective policies? Firstly, these agriculture officers will be making effective policies which will actually help us to govern the country for some period of time, because they actually know the problems that these farmers actually face in their seasons, which will actually help us in today's debate. In the long run, the case benefits we get into at the end of the day is actually things like development. We get effective policies on agriculture, whereby this will be leading to development in the long run. With all those words, summarizing the benefits of our case, I would like to rest my case, and we are never proud to oppose.
All right, thank you very much for that speech. We do request our audience to kindly keep it down for us. Allow me welcome the first speaker from Team Negative, whenever you're ready.
Panel, to begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to begin with a bit of rebuttal. They have given one of their main arguments as to improve on agriculture. We cannot argue the fact that these well-trained, these highly trained agriculture officers, they have a lot of experience, but we are saying that these politicians know what's best for these people. Like when they are making these decisions, they call a panel of farmers and discuss on the problems they are facing. They discuss on what could be best for them. So I believe that it's better for these politicians to do it, because you've not given us evidence that these people will be able to make good decisions. You have just given us points which you've not well proven, but for us, we are here to inform you that the politicians can make better decisions, since they inquire of the people about the problems they face, and they get opinions from them. So I believe that in that way you can be able to improve agriculture if you let politicians make decisions. Panel. First, we are saying that politicians know what's best for the peoples. We are saying that since agriculture is like one of the main sectors that earns a lot of income to Uganda, politicians attach a lot of importance to this. So I believe that they will not let this agriculture sector deteriorate, since they also gain some money from this agriculture sector. So these people will actually make their best decisions, because they don't want people to end up being poor, since they also earn a lot of money from this agriculture. So we are saying that we have already told you that these politicians will invite a panel of farmers and they discuss about the problems they are facing, and these people will solve these problems. They hope to mechanize the agriculture better. They will help in improving the agriculture sector in that way. So politicians know what's best for the people, since their aim is to promote development in the country and to promote an environment that is really good for the people. So I believe that they actually know what's best for the people. We know that you guys are going to come and tell us that these politicians at some point can be corrupt, but as Team Negative, we are telling you that we are going to use a transparency government, whereby all the decisions that these politicians make are going to be known by all the farmers. So these politicians will not risk making a decision that will favor only them, because if they make a decision that will favor only them, this will lead to rioting, this will lead to chaos in the country. So I believe that if we use a transparency government, these politicians will not be able to do that corruption. Also, we are saying that these politicians, they are already aware of the punishments of corruptions. Like the politicians that stole iron sheets from the people of northern Uganda over the recent days. They were punished by buying iron sheets for all the people in northern Uganda. Also, they are made to pay a high court fine. So I believe that since there are punishments for corruptions, there is a punishment for corruption. And these people, we are going to introduce a transparency government. Corruption cannot be a case in this way. So I believe we should instead let the politicians make the decisions for the agriculture. We are also saying that this helps to promote development in a country. How does this help to promote development in a country? Since agriculture is one of the main sectors that earn a lot of income to the country like Uganda, we believe that these politicians will make the best decisions that will work on improving the agriculture, since they also earn a lot of money. We know that one of the main crops Uganda exports to other countries, it's like coffee. So these people will work very hard to these people will work very hard to develop the agricultural sector. And if the agriculture sector is really developed, we believe that these people can get enough money to like build the infrastructure. We also believe that these people like these people will improve on the infrastructures. How will they improve on the infrastructures? Since they know that the people are going to be like transporting the things abroad, these crops are going to be like being transported around the country. These people will have to improve. These people will have to improve on the infrastructures. These people will have to improve on the infrastructures like roads, because they know that transport will not be like effective if this transport will not be effective, if this agriculture will not be effective if the transport is bad. So we are saying that these politicians will help to promote development through developing the agricultural sector, and if the agricultural sector is developed, we believe that we can like achieve development in our country through the ways that my second speaker will come and explain to you. Also, we need the affirmatives to come and show, and we need affirmatives to come and give us evidence that will prove that these people will like do a good job in what they are doing. We also need them to come and tell us the agency that is making them to grant the highly trained agricultural officers to make the decisions of agriculture. With all that being said, I proudly oppose.
All right, thank you very much for that speech. Let's listen from the second speaker from Team Affirmative.
I'll begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. Our dear judges, what do we get from the team negative? They actually come here and ask us to actually show them the importance and the urgency that is there to actually make this to grant these highly agricultural officers to actually make agricultural policies. Our dear judges, we come here to prove this because this actually, like the politicians have actually made laws like where they are actually overtaxing these agriculture or farmers, whereby this is leading to the collapse of their businesses, and this actually affects the country because agriculture is one of the sector that actually employs most of the people in Uganda. So that's the urgency that we need to grant these highly trained agricultural officers to actually be able to make policies. Out there, judges, I hope I answer your question. Out there, judges, we want to tell you that actually their solution in today's debate is not first of all cost effective, whereby they come here and tell us that actually these farmers will be able to know what the politicians are actually making, those that they are actually making. Our dear judges, we see that there are small scale farmers, and this all actually needs education and awareness, whereby you have to reach to these people, tell them the policies you're going to make for them, and we see that in the long run this also needs investment and money. So we believe their case is actually not cost effectiveness. Our dear judges, and I would like to show you that their case is actually has failed, because we see that these politicians, we look at the current situation that is there, these politicians have actually been making laws for the people. Our dear judges, and we believe that this is why we are having scale farmers, actually why we are having these scale farmers, or where some of the farmers are losing their businesses. So we believe if their solution has actually failed to work in today's debate, we believe we can put up a solution that is actually going to be cost effective, is going to be beneficial to the agriculture sector. Our dear judges, I would like to actually go to our team's case. Our dear judges, and our dear judges, before I go to our team case, allow me pose this question to the team negative. How are you willing to solve the problem of ineffective policies? Our dear judges, this actually according to FAO 2022 shows that our agriculture sector employs over 60% of Uganda's workforce, yet it is affected by some of the ineffective policies. Our dear judges, so we believe, our dear judges, for us to actually improve the agriculture sector, we need to create a world where actually people who know much about this agriculture sector are the ones being able actually to make laws, while we see that we make laws that are actually effective to these people. Our dear judges, we believe that actually this will lead to development, because we have told you and we have showed you how it's going to lead development. Actually, these people are going to be working on effective policies, while we see that the agriculture sector will actually be able to thrive because of these effective policies that are there, while we see that this is actually going to increase development, since it is the major backbone of a country like Uganda, where we are setting our parameters. Our dear judges, we come back to our second argument, where we see that that it increases food security, our dear judges. We believe that when we actually improve the agriculture sector, this highly trained agriculture officers will be actually able to make laws that actually promote food security, our dear judges, that actually promote or actually lead to better yields in these farmers, whilst we shall be able to eradicate some of the problems that are actually in a country like Uganda, where 1,676 people are dying because of starvation in Kotido, and we believe we shall be able to address those challenges, our dear judges. Our dear judges, around me end with the rebuttals, where they tell us actually these agriculture farmers are going to be knowing what they are going to ask people what is best for them, our dear judges. In a country like Uganda, where people actually, before being elected into power, they are actually given, or they give a mandate of their term, our dear judges, and they actually fail to put that into place. What guarantee do they have that they will actually be able to put what they are telling these farmers into place, our dear judges? Our dear judges, I would like to conclude by giving you the team benefits. We see that in our world we are actually going to eradicate food insecurity, while we see that in our world we are going to improve the agriculture sector, have better development, our dear judges. With all this being said, I beg to rest my case, and we are ever proud to propose.
All right, thank you very much for that speech. Let's welcome the second speaker from Team Negative.
Panel, first a little bit of rebuttal. They have told us that how sure are we, or what guarantee do we have that these people are going to put it into consideration that these farmers need something urgently. They will put it into consideration because they know that now it is their responsibility, since we have given them all the veto to make decisions. Another thing is that these highly trained agriculture officers are going to be corrupt because they want to fulfill their personal needs as people. They want to fulfill their needs they want to have cars, they want to have houses, they want to have everything nice for themselves. So they are going to lead to the underdevelopment, and yet Uganda is a developing country. We need to prioritize this development so that we can achieve the best. They are talking about that they increase food security, but we believe we are doing this more because now if these people realize that they have all the authority to make decisions, and they know that whatever they do, they will be either harming or improving the agriculture sector, they will make sure that whatever they do is beneficial in a way that they will be able to provide. They will sometimes provide free pesticides, free herbicides to these farmers, and they are going to use these farmers to maintain their crops in good condition, hence promoting food security, because we will have enough food for the people to feed on. Another thing, we have informed you that agriculture is the backbone of Africa. You're ignoring this. Agriculture is the backbone of Africa. These politicians are aware of this, and they know that any slight mistake they do with agriculture, they are damaging or they are leading to the underdevelopment. So they will not be able to lead to this, and they will not be willing to lead to this underdevelopment because they know the punishments behind this if they are corrupt. First, they are going to receive high punishments as it is now in our beloved country, Uganda. Once you're caught corrupt, your wealth is distributed to the victims of corruption. You are imprisoned for some good years. People don't want this punishment. They still want to be in contact with their families, so they will not have any ability to be corrupt because they know the effects behind this. We have told you that we will have a transparent government. We are going to be able to do this because it is very easy. It is very easy in a way that we can put whistleblowers in place so that they show everything that has happened. They follow the money of the government. They follow the money from the agriculture sector, and this is going to promote corruption in that way. Another rebuttal is that they have said that these people know much about agriculture. This is true, we cannot argue about this. But what we are saying is that we should give this veto to politicians. if we give it to them, it means that they are going to be able even to make more decisions that develop our country. How? They will know the problems that farmers are facing outside there, then they will solve them because they will see the urge of solving these problems. They will see the need and the urgency because farmers will be complaining a lot. Another thing, most things about agriculture are known by these politicians, because to be allowed to make a decision about agriculture, you must have attained some level. You must have attained some high level of education about agriculture. So we don't think that they will make wrong decisions because they will be aware of this. You have talked about small-scale farmers, but we are showing you that we are also caring about these small-scale farmers because we are going to create a platform for them where they can address any problem that they have. You have said that these policies are ineffective, but this is not true. These policies are effective because even in the past, these policies have been made and they are developing our country. So you delaying the development of our beloved country, Uganda, we are going to blame you for that because you are leading to this underdevelopment. And it is bad because you're going to lead to people living in poor standards. You're going to lead to poverty in our country, which we don't want to happen. What we want to see is our country rising, and we want to see development in our beloved country. Another thing, I'm here to do the task that was left to me by the first speaker. I'm going to prove to you how we achieve development. We achieve development in a way that these people know what is best for the people. So if they make these best decisions and the agriculture sector is improved, it means that we are going to have a lot of agriculture produces being exported to other countries, hence an income that is promoting development in that way. I am here also to strengthen now onto our team case. Politicians know what's best for the people. In the past years, the veto has been handled by the politicians, and we have seen this agriculture sector improving.
Your time is up.
Improving, and with this, I believe we are winning, and I am a proud opposer. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that speech. Please, speakers, keep your eyes on Mr. Frank, your timekeeper. He'll be giving you the timestamps. All right, let's welcome the third speaker from Team Affirmative. Here.
I'll begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. Dear judges, allow me in my speech actually rebut the first and second speaker from the negative side. First, they come here and bring their main argument as these politicians actually know and they are going to make these better laws for this agriculture sector. But dear judges, what currently happens in Uganda? First, we do believe that these politicians are actually the ones who make these laws for this agriculture sector, where they don't actually bring for us the problem that they are actually solving in their world, where their solution, meaning that they actually agree to our problem, where their solution actually does not solve our problem in today's debate, where we identified our problem as ineffective policies, and them coming here and they tell us that these politicians actually are the ones who are going to make these policies for this agriculture sector, their solution does not stand in today's debate. In today's debate, allow me show you how our solution of saying that you're actually going to let these highly trained agriculture officers actually make the policies for this agriculture sector make it better. Dear judges, we do believe that their second speaker actually comes here and says that they come here, they say that you're actually going to be making better policies which they are going to actually be using to promote this development. But dear judges, we believe that actually there is no development because first we do believe that some of these politicians that are actually in these offices that make these policies actually incompetently because they come into power by corruption, where they come here and they say that actually this corruption has been eradicated. But dear judges, so they come here and they give us punishments that are actually going to be in prison, and their wealth is actually going to actually be distributed to the other people. But dear judges, we do believe that all that has been imposed, all those they have been in prison, their wealth has been distributed, but there is no guarantee that actually they have actually stopped practicing this corruption. We do believe that there is actually corruption in the government of Uganda today. So them coming here and they tell us that actually then they are solving the problem of corruption does not stand in today's debate. Second, they come here and they actually say that it is the responsibility of these politicians. But dear judges, allow me to show you how it's not the responsibility of these politicians. First, we do believe that these politicians actually don't know much about this agriculture sector. So by allowing these trained agriculture officers to make these to make these policies for the agriculture sector, you're actually going to be eradicating food insecurity and you're actually going to be improving the agriculture sector. Dear judges, allow me go to our team case. In today's debate, where we see that you had two main arguments, which was it improves the agriculture sector. By this, we see that actually by making these policies, we do believe that nothing can develop without better policies. So by them coming and they tell us they're actually going to let these politicians does not stand in today's debate, where we see that actually the trained agriculture officers to make these policies is when we are going to actually be having we are going to have an improved agriculture sector, where this improved agriculture sector we are going to actually be making these better policies which are actually going to enable us to eradicate food insecurity, which is our next argument. We actually see that we are going to actually be increasing food security because first we do believe that in this food security we are actually going to be we are going to be seeing these people are going to actually be practicing better farming practices, which involve like crop rotation that the DNA getters actually don't come here and tell us that they're going to actually be solving. Because first, in that world, you actually see that you're going to be having a poor agriculture sector. And second, you see that they're actually going to be having food insecurity. So them coming here and they tell us that they're actually going to be solving these problems does not stand in today's debate. And dear judges, as my first and second speaker have told you that according to FAO 2022, we do see that the agriculture sector employs over 60% of Uganda's workforce, yet it is the less productive due to reasons like bad policies. So them coming here and they tell us that these policies that have been implemented actually stop, these policies actually going to stop this food insecurity that you're facing does not stand in today's debate. In today's debate, allow me show you their world and our world, which is better. In our world where we see these trained agriculture officers making those policies, we actually say that you're actually going to be having food security, you're actually going to be having improved agriculture, you're actually going to be having employment for everybody, because in that world they actually don't cater for these small-scale farmers, which in the affirmative world we are catering for, because we do believe these trained agriculture officers are the ones who know these problems that these farmers face. So them coming here and they actually tell us that they're going to be solving these problems does not stand in today's debate. In today's debate, we have very many case benefits, but allow me to generalize them, where we see that you're going to be actually eradicating the problem of food insecurity. Second, you're actually going to be having an improved agriculture sector, and in this improved agriculture sector, you're actually going to be having employment. We are going to actually be having this development. We are never this. With all that being said, I beg to rest my case, and we are proud to propose.
Thank you very much for that speech. Let's welcome the third speaker from Team Negative. Here.
I begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to show you why our side is winning, but first, rebuttal. Panel, they tell us that they tell us that these politicians fake judgments to get into power. I have two things here. First of all, it's actually not true, because they don't even prove to us, or they don't even show us how they do it. They just come and claim that. So I believe that we cannot actually just believe any claim for your side. So I believe that that does not stand. They tell us that we have. They tell us that these politicians do not know exactly what they are doing, because they actually don't know much about these farmers, because they just fake documents into power when they don't know much of that. But we believe that their side is actually not. What they are saying is actually not true, because first of all, these people actually know what they are doing. They actually know what they do, and they do not fake documents into power, because they are first approved by, before the president hearing any government official or these politicians, they are first approved by the parliament and put into power of this. So they don't fake documents. That's not how it's done. So I believe that does not stand. And they actually know exactly much about these farmers, because their agriculture is the backbone of Uganda. So actually these people know, because they are able to inquire and set a platform, like my previous speaker said, that they are able to set a platform for these farmers, tell them their problems, and actually help them. They tell us that these agriculture officers will be rejected. They tell us that these agriculture officers will be able to provide food security. First of all, they do not prove, and they do not prove that, so that does not stand. Secondly, they say that this shall be done by making laws, but we do not believe that these agriculture officers do not make laws, because they are actually, it's like as if they are owning this agriculture like privately. What the government just comes and collects taxes, but does not make any of these laws. So we believe that with that I shatter their case. They come and they tell us that as our way of solving a problem of corruption is not possible, because we have tried to imprison these people, but corruption is not stopping. But I believe that their side is not understanding what you are trying to say, because when we actually catch these corrupt officials, we actually find them, drain money from them, distribute it and pay back the damage that they have done. So with that, they are able to pay back the damage, and that does not affect our case right now. So we tell them that politicians actually know much about this, and they just come and they keep on saying that politicians don't know, but actually these agriculture farmers know, but they don't prove that. In fact, most of their points have not been proven. They just come and make claims about that. So we believe that most of their points do not stand, because they just accept us. They just want us to believe their points on the side of the house. And we believe that on our side, we trust these politicians, because they actually know much. They actually know that, because they are able to set a website, they are able to help these people. So we are actually proving to you how we trust these politicians. But for them, they just trust that they don't trust them, and they don't prove that. They said they only trust this agriculture. But actually, my first speaker has even come and told you that these people are actually the ones who corrupt these agriculture officers, because they want profits for themselves. They want money for themselves. They're not focusing about improving the Uganda. They're not focusing about that. They want money for themselves. But for us, on our side of the world, we are actually trying to promote economic development, because these MPs are not focusing on that. They are just focusing, what they want is that they want to improve the development. But our second speaker has come and told that they want profits, and none of you has responded to that, which means that you're actually agreeing to that, which means allowed, make it quick.
What is economic development without these people?
Pardon?
What is economic development without employment?
Without employment. Actually, I don't understand your case, because I don't actually understand your case, so I will just let that aside. So panel, actually on our side, we tell them that these people want profits, and they say nothing to that, which means that they are agreeing to that. They want these profits, so they will be able to be corrupt. So which means that it shatters their point that they will be able to promote economic development. Because how can you be able to promote economic development when you are corrupt? So that is winning material. We believe on our side that actually this is winning material. So on our side of their case, we are actually trying to show you that we are promoting economic development better than their side, because we are able to show them that these people just want profits, and we are able to show them that these politicians are not able to fake these documents into power, because we have showed them how they get into power. And for them, they just keep on making claims without proving that. Actually, on their side, they tell us that we are aware. They tell us that they are aware for this. That these farmers are aware that these agricultural officers are aware of what the problem that these farmers are facing, but they don't prove any of that. So with that, I believe I rest my case.
All right, thank you very much. Let's have the reply speech, still from Team Negative.
For clarity, the reply is 2 minutes.
Panel, first I'm going to show you why the negators are really taking this win. They have asked a POI, and what their question was, what is economic development without employment? I'm here to inform them that we are the ones really promoting employment, because if our country is developed, it means that we are going to have high employment opportunities in our country, Uganda. Another thing, we have shown them that these policies are really effective, because they are developing our country, Uganda, and they respond nothing to this, which means that they agree 100% that our policies are more effective than what they are bringing. So, dear panel, we request you to look in this, because this is a winning material for this debate. Another thing, we have told them that Uganda is a developing country, and we must prioritize its economic development in order for us to gain more from our country, Uganda. And the things developing it are agriculture, one of them. Agriculture is its backbone, is its dependent in terms of in terms of development. So we must let these politicians we must give the veto to politicians, because they are really improving this sector, hence promoting development. We have shown them how we achieve the development and why it is needed. We have shown them how we achieve the development and why it is needed. So we believe we win over this because even if they talk about the development, they are not showing us how this is really going on at their side, how economic development is going to be promoted at their side, and why it is so important at their side. Yet at our side, we have shown all that in our arguments as they have been flowing. Another thing, they don't show us how the highly trained officials won't be corrupt because we told them that they will be corrupt since they need this money to fulfill their needs. If they don't respond, it means that they agree. So, dear panel, we believe to take this case, we request you take this case seriously because it is a winning material, and it is also a danger we must solve before it attacks our country, Uganda, hence leading to underdevelopment. At their side, they don't show us how this one.
Your time
So, with that, I raise my case. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's listen from the very last speaker for the entire round.
I begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. Dear judges, being the last speaker in today's debate makes me want to end this debate in a way that it is on our side, our dear judges. Our dear judges, they come here and actually tell us that these politicians are actually aware. And what guarantee do we have that they are not actually aware? Our dear judges, this debate is actually formulated on the current world. What is actually happening currently in Uganda? This is where actually this debate where it is in a country like Uganda, where actually these politicians have been allowed to make these laws whereby they are actually passing heavy taxes on these people. It's why we see that actually businesses are corrupting because of all these our dear judges. All these cases actually our dear judges is all rebutted on the current situation that is in Uganda. We believe that if their solution has actually failed to work out our dear judges, that's why we believe that we ought for another solution that is actually effective to the agriculture sector, our dear judges. They come here and tell us to prove how it improves food security. We believe that these agriculture officers will actually be able to put up laws that actually favor the development of the agriculture sector, and hence we shall have food security, our dear judges. Our dear judges, they say that we are actually collecting taxes, but they don't understand that actually these taxes are actually heavy on these agriculture farmers, our dear judges, whereby it's where it's leading to actually where these small-scale farms actually are collapsing, our dear judges. Our dear judges, they also tell us that actually these politicians are aware about the agriculture. Our dear judges, do you really believe this? Because we believe that you can't, even if you are a person, you know something, but you can't win that person that is actually professional at that thing. So we believe these politicians, all these agriculture officers are actually more aware about this agriculture more than these politicians, our dear judges. Our dear judges, I would like to conclude this speech by giving our team benefits, where we see that we shall have better agriculture policies, improved agriculture, development and food security, where it's actually going to be leading to development in today's debate. With all this being said, I beg to rest my case, and we are proud.
All right. Thank you very much, speakers. We shall take a few minutes to deliberate. We request that you wait for us from here. Take your seats there.
Watchman around Babylon.